Hey everybody, welcome back to 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. We are in part 2 of our Mount Rushmore for wide receivers. We did the Cowboys last week. Make sure that you check out that episode. Earl did a great job on that. And this week we have a special guest, Dan, coming back on. Dan, tell us your new podcast and where they can listen to you, because Thunder and Lightning is no more. So what is this one called?
To excess. No, it's Bleeding Big Blue with DB. You can find it on YouTube as it is, Bleeding Big Blue with DB. I'm starting to do my own venture a little bit and see what happens if I get picked up by a show. If anybody wants me, I'm a free agent. But
we want you.
Thank you guys.
We want you,
we'll
Dan.
happily take you, man.
We'll take you.
You're looking for max dollars in that free agency too.
Yeah, I need. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to break out.
Well, you know what? We would love to have you break out on this episode with Mal. You guys are going to be breaking down the Giants wide receiver Mount Rushmore. I am excited to hear. This was a hard one for me, and I think this was a hard one for everybody.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to have some diversity on this one. I'm excited because outside of, who did we say last time? Tony Hill, pretty much. There was no diversity on the
He was a
Cowboys
GOAT
one.
as well.
Yeah. So, shout out Tony Green as well, even though that wasn't even part of the conversation. That reel did really good. By the way, just want to say that our, and I guess we can work this in after the NFC East team news, that we can do a short little Mount Rushmore of football movies. Maurice, you were talking about that.
I made a post on Twitter or X. Top 4 football movies, and Earl's going to expound on that.
Okay,
it'll be quick though. It'll be quick. I'll probably do it after who's that football player. I'll probably do it after that.
Yeah. All right, cool. So anyway, the floor is Mal and Dan's. Go ahead, guys. Take it away. Who do you guys have on your Giants wide receiver Mount Rushmore?
Now, you want me to go first?
Are we going from 4 to 1, or
I don't think I didn't have it in any particular order. It's up to you guys how you guys do it.
I'm gonna go 4 to 1.
Choice is yours.
Right. Let's do it, Bubs.
All right, let's do it. So, number 4 on the Giants Mount Rushmore for wide receivers, I have Victor Cruz. Cruz, our salsa dancing wide receiver, who truly had an interesting career. It is a shame how it ended for him. But, however, prior to all of his injuries that kind of ended his career there, Victor Cruz had a huge role on this team. He was an undrafted free agent who really stuck out in preseason, only played a few games that first season, but had a really good impact when it came to 2011. So in the last 2 regular season games, that was the year the Giants won the Super Bowl, I was actually there. Victor Cruz made a 99-yard reception to kind of push us over the Jets on Christmas Eve, which then led us into the playoffs, which we ultimately won the Super Bowl. Cruz set a Giants franchise record with 1,536 receiving yards for the season, which is incredible. No one really other than Victor Cruz. His story was awesome, said what happened, but I have him as number 4 on the Giants Mount Rushmore. Dan, who's your number 4?
So before I get into number 4, I'm gonna take the other guy from the 2011 team since you took Victor Cruz. I was actually pranked by Victor Cruz on a DraftKings commercial, and I got paid for it.
Okay,
I'll show that video another time. That was fun. Like a friend's friend was working at DraftKings, and we're like, "Oh, we need a Giant fan who's like crazy and." Like, yeah,
he is him.
So they're like, oh, it's gonna be a Q&A. It's gonna be cool. Just send the video over and all that other fun stuff. So I'm like, all right, it sounds good. And I get there, it was like a trailer, like all Hollywood and stuff, and I was like, okay, cool, this is different. And then I got into the video. We were a couple other people. They were actually paid actors, other than me and another guy. So I was completely like, what the hell is going on? This is crazy. I got paid $500 for it. It was pretty sick.
Hey, I mean, is it really a prank if you got paid for it?
Right. Like, I had no idea. And I still talked to the guy, the host on that did the video with me and Victor, Emerson from DraftKings. He's a cool dude. So, yeah, it was a cool once-in-a-lifetime, like, thing. And then, like, they're making me ask him, like, weird questions. And I'm like, what is going on? I just want to ask, like, cool football questions with Victor Cruz. But it was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And like you said, now 2011, we wouldn't have been in certain spots if it wasn't for Victor Cruz in all those moments. I'm going to go with the other guy since you went with Cruz. I'm going with my guy, Akeem Nicks. First round draft pick a couple years prior to that. He was a solid number one wide receiver. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I think Victor Cruz wouldn't have been open so much other than the scenarios that were given on him being able to break a couple tackles. He had an awesome playoff run in 2011. He had that great game against the Falcons with the 2 touchdowns. He had that Hail Mary against the Packers. And then he didn't really do much against the Niners, but that was okay because he was getting doubled and triple teamed. There was more of a Manningham Cruz tonight. And in the Super Bowl, he had over 11. I believe he had over 11 catches, and he was a complete utter dog. And I loved him for that. And unfortunately, the next season he had a couple feet injuries, and it was never the same. And then he went to the Colts. So, give me Akeem Nicks. He was always slow and he was always a steady wide receiver for Eli. He was that number one alpha wide receiver. Unfortunately, injuries cut that short. So Akeem Nicks is my number 4.
Okay. Well, you already covered that. Akeem Nicks was actually my number 3.
Ooh.
So who is your number 3?
My number 3 is Mr. Lightning Rod himself, Odell Beckham.
Okay.
For what he did for the Giants, those short years, it was simply magic, and I'm hoping Neighbors recreates it. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't love Odell for what he said and did during his tenure, but we're going off of complete skills, and I think, unfortunately, if he was on the straight and narrow, he would have been able to compete to break Amani Toomer's records. Unfortunately not, but just pound for pound, eye test, seeing him live is just, when he was in his peak, was just something else, and I can't not have him on the list. So he's my number 3. And he's the reason why we made the playoffs in 2016.
So we're on our number 2 now, right? Yes. Yep. Okay, number 2. So Dan's kind of taking my thunder here, stealing my thunder, Dan. Number 2, I actually had Odell Beckham Jr. Watching Odell and growing up I graduated high school that year, so I was still relatively young. When he was drafted.
Thanks, Mal.
Sorry, guys. I'm just saying, that's when I graduated. I could have said, 2020. That's not true.
It's scary. It's my 20th anniversary of graduating high school this year, so I feel old. Thanks, Mal.
Oh, hold up, Dan. Hold up. I thought you're not under 40?
I am under 40. Thanks.
Oh, wait, so no. 20 years. Oh, my bad. Okay. I was about to say, hold up.
I got 2 more years after July 23rd.
Okay. I got really, my math wasn't working in my brain. I'm like, there's no way that you're older than Maurice. No offense, Maurice.
No, that makes sense because I'm 28. I reached my 10 year reunion.
How old is Maurice?
Maurice, you can tell him if you want.
I am 41 years old.
Oh, man, black don't crack, Maurice.
No, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, yeah, he knows.
He knows. But yeah, so watching Odell Beckham was very special. I think that he had so much potential, and I think his career kind of got sidetracked, and that's where he's at today. But he was just a phenomenal wide receiver for us, breaking every single rookie record at the time. That 2014 season was just incredible for him. Had to have him there at number 2. I think that, yes, there wasn't as much of an impact championship-wise, but based on pure skill and what his potential was at the time and what he did for this team was very important to me. So that's why I had Odell at number 2. Now, moving on to number 1, and I think Dan and I are going to be pretty across the board on this. I had Amani Toomer.
Okay. Yeah, can I do my number 2 and then we'll talk about Amani?
Oh, you didn't do number 2? Oh my god, I forgot you didn't do number 2. Sorry,
okay.
Go ahead.
We'll talk Amani's my number 2 as well. Number 1, I'm going Plaxico.
Really?
I mean, really? Look at his numbers with Eli.
I had my Amani for number 1.
Yeah, I'm going Plaxico number 2 and then Amani.
Oh, okay.
So Plaxico, he got the ball rolling. He was arguably one of the best Giant free agents. He was Eli's first A1-1 wide receiver. Let's throw him the ball. He's going to be Eli's favorite target. So many great moments in 2005, 2006, 2007, obviously. We're not going to talk about 2008 because he blew the Giants' chance of going for the repeat when he shot himself in the leg. Obviously, not a great moment. But he was Eli's safety blanket all those years. And whenever he needed a big play receiving-wise, it was always Plexico making that big play. And you can't tell Eli's story without Plexico and vice versa. And all I got to say is the NFC Championship game against Green Bay in below zero and him getting double-digit catches and targets, and he was just a man on a mission that night. And so many other plays, and he's busted all of your ass in this chat. So one of my favorite moments is we were down like 17 points against the Eagles. Plexico comes and wins the game. Plexico needed a big touchdown against Washington in 2007 when we were down 0-2. And who makes a big catch for a touchdown? Plexico. He gets laid out by, rest in peace, Sean Taylor. And then let's not forget all the moments he had against the Cowboys, regular season and postseason. He was always there against our division rivals. And honestly, Mel, we don't even know what that feels like anymore. And that's sad. And week in and week out, 2007, he was always banged up. He didn't practice at all during 2007. And then weekly, he was there. He was just straight up dog. And I've always loved Plexico for that. So he is my number 2.
Interesting.
Well put.
Okay.
Now, who wants... sorry, I was going to ask if you guys are done. I was going to ask who wants to go the first of the three of us.
They still did already.
We still gotta do number 1.
Yeah, we still gotta
do
do
I thought
number
you guys
1.
did Amari Tuna. Okay, go ahead.
No, well, it is Amani Toomer. Amani Toomer is number 1 for me. Amani, so he actually started as a punt return specialist, kickoff specialist for his first few seasons. And then moved over to wide receiver. But Amani Toomer just had a spectacular career in New York. He was a member of 6 Giants playoff teams, including 2 that went to the Super Bowl. And he had the most yards when we beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 42. He finished his career with 9,497 receiving yards, and is still the franchise record for the Giants. Easy pick for me. Amani Toomer was the man. Great guy that we had on this team who really helped us win championships, honestly. So hats off to Amani. We miss you. Hopefully, Malik Neighbors can step up and be a force wide receiver 1. Yeah. What do you think?
So with Amani Toomer, I legit grew up with Amani. When I started watching the Giants, he was coming out, and he first started as a deep threat, and he was only getting deep balls. And as he gradually became more underrated as the years go on with Kerry Collins, and the moment that one of my first moments as a Giant fan was in '97 when we beat the undefeated Broncos when we had no shot, and he scored like a 45-yard touchdown on like not a Hail Mary, but it was basically a nice bomb by Ken Graham. For all those hardcore people that used to play the original Blitz, Ken Graham was the Giant quarterback. But
I remember that.
As he developed with Kerry Collins, he was our number 1 de facto wide receiver, and him and Kerry had the repertoire of like they always knew where each other was, and he was basically Kerry's safety blanket. And we can't forget the NFC Championship game in 2000 against the Vikings, 41-0. And then once Plexico and Shockey and Teague, and they were all getting older and becoming better stars, Monty took a step back, but he was still Mr. Reliable when those guys showed up. Those guys came around. Amani was always the guy to find a way to get a clutch third down or or a clutch touchdown against the Cowboys in that divisional round in 2007. So I have very fond memories with Monty, and the stats are there. So he could go down as arguably one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league. I will die on a hill like that. He probably isn't the most underrated, but I would definitely nominate him for being an underrated wide receiver, and he's my number one, as Mal said.
All right. So who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Lucas.
Okay. So I had Amani number 1, too. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. I have Odell number 2, like Mal. I think I know it's a short run, but that short run was like historic, pretty much. Like you can't ignore that. Number 3, and I'm surprised neither one of you guys said this, as David Tyree. Look, if I give it to look, no.
Bro.
Here's my argument. If I have to give Nick Foles on the Eagles Mount Rushmore, then I have to do the same for David Tyree.
Hold on. Time that out, bro. Time that out, man. Come on now.
That also, the quarterbacks for the Eagles.
So number 3 is Mario Manningham, then?
No.
That's what you're clearly thinking, because he had a pivotal catch.
David Tyree is my number 3. Number 4 is Hakeem Nicks. Okay, I got Hakeem Nicks number 4.
The ball, you got to give that to Eli for extending the play.
Look, we're not doing Giants QBs, are we? No, we're doing. And look,
well, I mean,
that helmet catch is the most iconic offensive play.
It never would have happened if Eli didn't escape.
Well, to be fair, it never would have happened if the referee didn't blow the whistle.
So
we don't talk about
my thing is the most iconic visual from any Giants Super Bowl in franchise history. So,
all right,
that's why I have
now. Dan, go ahead.
All right.
Well, if we're doing all-time Giants special teamers, I'll give you David Tyree.
No disrespect to David Tyree. I actually met him. He's fantastic.
I met him too, but.
Yeah.
So and then I have, it was between Plexico Burress and Nicks for number 4, and I had to go with playoffs because regular seasons, you could be like who has more yards, who more touchdowns. It was a split, right? I went with playoffs. Nicks led the NFL postseason in receptions and touchdowns, receiving yards and touchdowns. So I had to go with Nicks there. That's my thought. Also, not to forget Becca, our 5th member of this podcast. She had her list too, and she sent it to me. And she said, in no particular order, Odell Beckham Jr., Toomer, David Tyree. See, I'm not the only one.
Becca's wrong too.
And Victor Cruz. Because it's a personal bias. First wide receiver she fell in love with.
That's fine.
Victor Cruz. He was iconic. I had him on my list too.
So, anyway.
I would have had him on my list. I just wanted to be different.
All right. Like I said, the reason why David Tyree was there, because originally he wasn't, but then I was like, hold up. There is that iconic moment. Like I said, if I have Nick Foles on my QB Mount Rushmore for the Eagles, then I need to have him on my...
not the same.
Tyree, he's basically a one-game.
It is kind of the same.
It is not.
You're talking about a quarterback who had to lead his team. David Tyree had 1 catch. And it's pretty much
the most
important catch of the game.
The
most important
catch, by the way, in NFL.
Yet again, most important.
Yeah,
Lucas, I understand it's most important,
we were so surprised that he got it.
Foles carried the postseason team to the Super Bowl.
Gosh.
And won.
You know you're wrong, Lucas.
Anyway, I'm
when
done
Earl,
arguing.
the Cowboys guy, has to defend me, the Eagles person. You know that's wrong.
That's wild.
All right, well, let's hear what your 2 lists are, gentlemen.
And he was the quarterback for the double doink game, too. We can't forget about that.
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah, the double doink.
Yes, he was. You want to go, Earl, or you want me to go?
Mm-hmm. I'll conclude it. You go ahead, Maurice.
All right, so now before we agreed on we was going to do Super Bowl era receivers only. So I do want to have an honorable mention. I had to look this up. This was hard because besides Toomer, there's like no guaranteed number 2, all due exception to Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out Frank Gifford. before Super Bowl era.
Yeah, definitely.
He played.
Fair.
He would have been on my list if I didn't go
Yeah.
Super Bowl era.
Same here.
And back in those days, they were receivers, they were running backs, they were kickoff returners as
They
well.
can do it all.
Well, I
They
got
had
a
a whole
cool
bunch of
story.
weird
I got
name
a
positions.
cool story for Frank Gifford
Sure.
though. Like Frank Gifford, what happened was that famous hit by the Eagle,
Chuck Bednarik.
he literally killed him basically. And
What?
that
Wait, what?
He was out cold.
There's
He was out.
He was
Yeah.
unconscious.
He was people. So a funny story. I watched like a Giant history DVD, and like teammates thought that he like literally died, but unfortunately it was a fan that passed away. So they were walking him out of a gurney, and they were all like, "Oh my God, Frank's dead." But he didn't play like a couple of years after, and then he became a wide receiver and became an All-Pro with that. So that's always a cool like tidbit about that. So,
Interesting.
And also, I had Homer Jones.
Yeah.
Homer Jones.
For the longest time with Homer, he was the Giants' last like wide receiver to make a Pro Bowl since like Steve Smith.
Yeah.
So it was like yearly, like and then he created the spike because he didn't want to get fined. So that's fun.
Yeah, he's the first one to do a touchdown spike, football spike. So my 4 are Amani Toomer. What's crazy about Amani Toomer is, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, guys, but Amani Toomer was the best receiver for the Giants, but he was never an All-Pro. He was never a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was
Maybe there was a little biased. I don't know.
No, it's just unfortunately he was good, but he wasn't like
he wasn't standing out at the time.
He was a steady like fantasy guy, but like he's not T.O. or Randy Moss.
He didn't have like the glamour.
Yeah, I mean you gotta look at the other wide receivers in that era.
Yeah.
So I got Toomer, I got Odell Beckham, I have Hakeem Nicks, and I have Plaxico Burress.
Okay.
See, that was my list before I remembered David Tyree.
Respect.
I thought, even though Plaxico came in, and how many seasons did he play with the Giants? It was like 3?
Like
4?
4.
I think it was 4.
05, 06, 07, and
08.
So 4.
4? Yeah, he had a huge impact.
Yeah.
3 and 2 quarters.
3 and 2 quarters, yeah.
Yeah, he had a huge impact on that team during that era.
Man, I remember when he shot himself. Everybody was making jokes.
Yeah,
that was a rough time.
It was rough, man.
That was a rough time for us.
All right, I'm gonna conclude it. I got Lord of Hammers.
Were you gonna say Amari Cooper?
Yep.
I wish we had
Amari
Amari
for the day. All right, so I had Amani Toomer. One thing about him, I thought he was an unsung hero for you guys. He was truly a down to earth dude. I respect him for not having all that glamour, but just going out there playing football. So respect to him. My list is actually the same as yours, Dan. Like I had Plaxico at 2, then I had Beckham at 3, and then Hakeem Nicks at 4. So overall, I thought with how the receivers were for you guys, each of them had their own unique part to go with the championship run, where you had the big body receiver that can catch the ball over the top. Then you got the speedy guy that can take the top off the defense, or you can dump a pass off for 5 yards and they can take it to the house. So you had a mix of different receivers. I actually wonder if you had all of them at the same time lined up as your starting receivers to see how much damage y'all would truly do in the league.
Yeah, and hopefully Malik is in when we do this list in 3 or 4 years. Hopefully Malik's number 1.
And hopefully some of the other guys can step up for y'all, because I think with where y'all are going, y'all really need those guys to step up, but you also got to make sure you got the right guy throwing them the ball.
Well, let's talk about that, because, OTAs just finished up. Everybody besides the Giants are now in mandatory mini camps.
Correct.
And Mao and Dan, I saw some interesting things with Thibodeau and then Jalen Hyatt. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, where do you want to go first, Mal, since it's your show?
No, you go first. You're our guest.
So, I haven't really put this out on public, so I guess Mal, you should have went first. Mal, you should have went first. But I thought it was kind of crazy that there was a fight during passing camp. But
I love it.
it's so great. It's so great. What they've been showing, I'm not sure if you've been seeing it as well, Mal, but they've been bringing former Giants every day during OTAs. And the same message is getting sent that we're a family, we gotta play hard for each other. And them taking it to heart and actually having a fight during OTAs is out of control and amazing.
Families have fights.
I'm here for
that's
it,
what
though.
I'm saying. I'm totally
so
here for it. I'm tired of being a pushover, and I need the Giants to be competitive.
Yeah. No, and I agree with that 100%.
So it's been cool that they've been bringing a lot of older Giant players to the mix and being like rah-rah about it. Jalen Hyatt, I mean, whatever. Let's see what happens. He only got like 60 yards last year. He literally, the Giants literally begged him to win the spot over Slayton last year during camp, and he didn't take advantage of it. Hopefully with Russ being the quarterback this year, he could be the number 4 wide receiver that we all hoped, and that's kind of what he did his rookie year. But he has a lot to prove, and I'm not going to really hold my breath until it happens on a game.
I mean, I just been seeing reports that he's actually, looks different this year, and he's
just running straight again like he's always.
Which I mean, he hasn't had anybody to really throw him the deep ball for the first 2 years. of his career.
When he had Tyrod for those couple of weeks, that was a good connection. His rookie year, it's just hopefully he finds it and puts it together. Obviously we're still rooting for him because he has 2 more years left. So we need him to do something. But
we gotta find a use for him somewhere.
I think at the end of the day he's still wide receiver 4. We just paid Slayton. Obviously he's not taking Neighbors' spot, and then Wandell being our slot guy, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But hey, being the key number 4 wide receiver is very important. So maybe a couple of deep passes, actually scores a touchdown in the regular season game would be huge. So, that's about it.
Earl, did you want to add something?
Yes. I think y'all got to rip the Band-Aid off and start Dart. Like, get him going.
You want him to start week 1?
I want him as ready as possible. I'm looking at it.
I don't think he's going to start week 1.
I don't see it either.
2 veteran quarterbacks.
I'd wait until at least week 5, get through that first 4-week gauntlet.
I don't think Russ. I think I might want to see Jameis more.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Jameis.
It's going to be
just out of the mix.
It's going to be Russ.
Russ is going to be the
Russ
starter.
Wants to see Winston for the memes.
Quote unquote having. Yeah, exactly. Russ is actually having a good camp. It seems like he's being Russ. So I don't see Russ losing any type of reps unless we sprinkle fairy dust on Dart and becomes that.
Yeah, and like based on the beat, Russ is the one who's taking the most first team reps. Right. Jameis is barely getting any. Dart's actually taking more first team reps than Jameis is. So
which sounds
there a
about
possibility
right.
They can cut Winston?
I don't think so. I think they'll cut
could
Tommy.
Trade him.
Who would want him? Yeah,
the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints
played there before. They need a veteran quarterback in that room.
See, I don't want us to trade Jameis because how the last couple of years have gone.
Yeah.
And let's face it, next year he's going to be our backup quarterback because it's a 2-year deal, and opposed to Russ, it's a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
On a very cheap contract for both of them. So, honestly, obviously, if push comes to shove, Dart's gonna leapfrog Jameis, but if there's some sort of injury, if there's some sort of injury in a game, Jameis is gonna be the guy going onto the field.
That's what I suspect too. Yeah.
Yeah. We put ourselves in a position this year so that we didn't have to start Jackson Dart. We didn't want to have to force that. Which I'm happy about. Like I said, that's not something the Giants usually do. They usually do just
as much as I love him as a person, more than a player, and the story of him, we don't have to see Tommy DeVito line up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
Lucas.
We don't
Yeah.
have
Sorry,
to.
Lucas.
No.
No.
As much as you enjoyed it, Dan and I are over it. So
Understood.
It was a fun couple weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
it was. It was fun. The cutlets.
I
The
have a jersey.
Mal
Oh,
wanted
let's
the
see.
Tommy
You
DeVito
got, Dan, you
tattoo.
got a Tommy DeVito jersey?
Yeah, I
He
made a
does.
joke. I made a bet with Mal
Okay.
and people on social media.
Yeah,
If-
look, if you
if
don't
he
want
won
it,
a game-
I might honestly just take it.
If he,
Like, I'm being dead serious. I'm that much of a Tommy
I
DeVito
go,
supporter.
if he wins a game, I'm gonna buy a jersey, and then Mal witnessed me
You
buying
can, you
it.
can make you
Yeah,
can make a trade.
after he
Lucas.
beat
She
the
literally
Packers.
picked me. She
The
literally
Packers.
picked the color. Yeah, she picked
I
the
did.
color.
Which
picked
color
it.
was it?
It was a blue one.
Yes.
Oh,
You
standard
can make
blue.
a make a
Better one
jersey
anyway.
swap, Lucas. Give him 4 Wheaton.
I don't have a jersey. I've never. So, fun fact about me: I've never bought an NFL jersey.
What?
I haven't even bought an NBA jersey.
What?
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is a
I
lot
used
of
to be a
money, and I have
jersey-
other
now,
bills to
yeah.
pay besides
You can get
that.
the cheap ones from
Yeah,
overseas.
I used to be a big
Tariffs
jersey
included.
head.
There you go.
I just do the
Is
Or
it
goes to the
really
mall.
cheap with the
Bro.
tariffs included now? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a
Well,
little
let's not get
sus.
political.
You gotta be careful with DHK. I bought a Brunson jersey before the season. The dude was supposed to be a 3X. It was definitely a large.
Yeah, it's very hit or
Like
miss.
it
You
looked
know,
like a bunny.
It's hit or miss.
So
It was like a body shirt. Yeah.
So fun fact: I've actually been scouring Facebook Market, and there's a lot of old Redskins jerseys, and I'm like, should I?
Why not?
Should I?
Get
Do
one.
it,
Get
I
one
guess.
of
do
them.
it,
Like
do
get one of
it,
your
do
one of the
it,
players that
do
Yet
it.
again,
like.
single father, 6-year-old child, very hard. The budget with the job that I have does not allow for me to buy nice things for myself very often.
Well, if you
Not
got a
saying ever.
throwback
At
Redskins
Coach
jersey,
J
should be the normal
_20
price.
takes donations on Twitter or X.
Yo, if somebody
Start a
wants to,
GoFundMe.
you know what?
Start a GoFundMe.
Yo,
Post the
bro,
Cash App.
Yo, he's about
in
to
the
plug.
bio.
He about to plug
Yo.
me, Lucas.
needs Washington R-word jerseys. Please help.
Look,
Cash
I would
App.
love a Jaden Daniels jersey. I would love if somebody did like an old Redskins jersey with Jaden Daniels on it.
That
That
kinda
would
would be
be
tough,
even
yeah.
better.
You might get that.
Yeah,
You
So,
might
but
get that.
anyway,
though,
that's another
They might-
conversation
they
for
might
another
be
day.
doing
It
that
is
soon.
it is time to talk. Unless there's any other Giants news, I think it is time to talk about Washington
Yeah,
Commanders.
no, there's nothing. It's just
You're good.
kumbaya right now. Oh,
Okay.
well, Mal, Jackson Dart grew up a Yankee fan, so that's
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He's meant to be. Sorry, Dan.
Boo.
Boo
okay.
Mets.
Yeah,
Boo.
we can't even
Man,
Let's
flip
go
the
Tampa Bay
Rays, man.
Rays.
What you talking about? Get out of here with that, man.
Anyway, so Washington Commanders. First off, Washington Commanders fans, do not freak out about Terry McLaurin not being there at mandatory minicamp. Okay, this is exactly
Washington
what happened
Commanders
last.
fans, you should freak out.
No, don't
Hey,
don't listen to her.
Them sewers are comfortable, Lucas. Just,
Oh
you know,
my
that's-
gosh, no, stop.
Yeah, you guys have been so bad for so long that you forgot that contract negotiations
Yeah,
are a
y'all,
thing.
y'all were playing
It's
the
actually
Nintendo.
No,
really
guys, stop. No, he did this last time when he was trying to get a contract
Oh my
extension last
God.
time. He held out during mandatory minicamp.
As he should.
I'm not
No,
worried
I
about it until we
understand.
get to
He
mid-August.
has 4
I'm
okay?
just
weeks.
saying, y'all were
They
kicking
should
it
be-
in
4
the
weeks.
sewers with the Ninja Turtles playing Nintendo.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yes.
Go ahead,
You
Lucas.
done?
I'm sorry.
You
Yeah,
done?
I'm done.
I think
I'm
the
done.
show
Okay.
is just turning into
I'm done.
everybody trolls Lucas.
It's everybody hates Lucas. We've done this before with
Everybody
Rebecca's on.
hates
Yeah.
Lucas.
I mean, David Tyree is the second greatest Giants wide receiver.
He was third. He was third. Okay,
Whoa.
and it's more
Yeah.
iconicism than anything else.
Iconicism.
Go ahead, bro.
All right,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh my
Finish-
gosh.
Finish
The
what
floor
you got.
Yeah,
Is
sorry.
it? Is it really?
Yeah, go ahead.
It
Go
is.
ahead.
Is it really? I'm not sure.
It
now.
always was.
Anyway, not the point. So.
Anyway,
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it right now. You guys shouldn't be either. There is plenty of times to get this negotiation done. I'm not rushing it. Neither is he. He's done this before. I'm not worried about that. Just a few shout outs from training camp. Dayron Payne is really walking the walk this year. You know, he's leading by example. A lot of good things there. Both Marshawn Lattimore and Laramie Tunsil were at training camp. Tunsil did not do a lot of on the participation stuff in terms of doing it with groups, but he did do stuff individually. Lattimore did do stuff with groups. QBs are picking up the system. Year 2 in the same system is always a good thing. Being able to do checkdowns a lot easier. And like there's going to be a lot of inward development from the second year guys coming out, not just Jaden Daniels. You're going to see stuff from Ben Sinnott, Tyler Owens, other guys. So like, yeah, I'm not worried about it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there's a lot of good things going on at camp. Like I said, obviously the Terry McLaurin stuff is going to be the headliners, and it's going to be a headliner until it gets taken care of. But I'm not worried about it at this time.
So I want to say one thing about Jaden. New York City's having Fanatics Fest in a couple weeks, and there's going to be so many athletes. And I will say, the Commanders have a real one, or he should be a real one, because they're promoting him. The ad is come see Peyton Manning, Derek Jeter, Jaden Daniels, and Cody Rhodes.
Oh, Jaden Daniels is everybody's new favorite player.
That's
all
what
the
I'm
kids
saying,
love
but
him.
all the people that are going to... It's basically Comic-Con, but Fanatics is doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yo, that's awesome.
But having all the people, like, that's going to be there for autographs, and they pick Jaden Daniels, man. Like,
Top
the
billing.
NFL is trying to prop up Jaden Daniels as one of the next faces, because let's be real.
I mean, yeah,
the AFC has some really great quarterbacks. They have Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, of course, Patrick Mahomes. The NFC, I mean, look, maybe Jalen Hurts might get some respect now. I don't know about what's going on with Dak Prescott.
Maurice's face is
like,
enough.
no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Maurice, but like, he's good, but like, he's not the face of the NFC.
Yeah,
like, who's the face of the NFC when you think of an NFC quarterback? You don't think of any one person, right? You don't think of like a top tier guy.
I can't wait
Dak
for the
Prescott,
season, man.
He's been inconsistent the last 3 years, right? He had a really bad year 3 years ago. He had a good year 2 years ago. He had a questionable year before he got injured last year, right? So, like, my point is that the NFL...
Boy, there's film on your quarterback, bro, after one season. I hope it works out, man.
I'm not doing this. The NFL's doing this.
Jaden Daniels
I'm not doing this. The NFL
right now the flavor of the month or the year. And he's going to get tough.
He need to get sponsored by Acme.
You act like I'm doing this. The NFL is doing this, Earl. I am not promoting. I'm not a cognitive.
Go
ahead. I got it. Don't worry. I got it.
He's a killer, bro. I love JD5. I hate.
I'm staying out of it.
J Dash is fine. It's cool though.
If a
Patriot, I
Patriot
can't wait for this season.
Patriot didn't miss a field goal 2 years ago, we would have had him. Damn.
A Patriot?
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, they missed the field goal and we beat them.
Oh, you would have had to pick. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, if the NFL's all about that.
No, you guys beat the Colts. That's why you guys didn't get the pick.
That was last year. I'm talking about.
Oh, that was last year.
Well, I tell you
I don't
what,
remember
this
2 years
Fanatic
ago. I'll
thing,
be
I'm
honest.
looking forward to Cody Rhodes.
If we
that was the year of your Tommy Cutlets when he went on that run.
I know.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So blame the Tommy.
No,
they all do.
I blame the defense for that one.
Yeah. That too.
And by the way, Lucas, before you forget, Coach Quinn said that you have a permanent left guard, right? Brandon Coleman?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes, so we got Laramie Tunsil. That has been, that left tackle has been solidified. Josh Connerly drafted. He was a left tackle at Oregon, but he is permanently right tackle, which means Brandon Coleman, who played both guard and tackle in college at TCU 2 years ago, is now officially the left guard. Once Sam Cosmi gets healthy again, he will be back at right guard. And then we have a really good, stinking offensive line.
Well, yeah. Of course, he's not going to uplift Tunsil, so that's a good move. Hopefully he's not like Evan Neal.
Yeah.
No.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, anyway, thank you for reminding me, because I did watch a whole video on that, too. So, but yeah, no, that was a good pick. Yeah, that's the right choice. That was the right choice to make if you're Dan Quinn.
So Connerly's coming off the bench?
Huh? No, Connerly, okay, so technically we always make guys earn it, but like Connerly's going to be one of those guys that's going to earn it really quick before the season even starts, kind of like JD5. and he's going to be start writing right tackle. Like him and Andrew Wiley are quote unquote competing for it, but like really it's Connor Lee's to lose. Like during 11 on 11s today, Wiley was playing left tackle, not right tackle, and Connor Lee was at right tackle. So
hey, that's gonna be the pivotal thing. Who's gonna be on that island?
Yeah. So
Yep.
Honestly, if Wiley can play both sides at the tackle position, that's the only reason why he's going to stay on this team. Because otherwise, I don't see it. But anyway, I digress.
All right, so my next.
Yes, sir.
Not really much for the Philadelphia Eagles. All of our guys reported to camp. That's a positive. Nothing really going on here. I do want to shout out our owner, Jeffrey Lurie, though, because he did something really nice.
Absolutely. I thought this was awesome.
Yeah. He donated $50 million as a gift with partnership to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and Penn Medicine to open a Lurie Autism Institute. It's the first of its kind in Philadelphia, and it aims
supposed to be the new central of all autism research in America. Much.
The global hub of autism research. I thought that was really cool.
The question, does Lurie, and maybe this is a personal question that we wouldn't know, but does he have somebody in his family with autism? Because the Eagles, by far, is the franchise that has been most active supporting that community.
Yeah, I think he grew up with his brother having it.
Okay.
If I remember hearing that story.
Yeah, so it's close to home for him. And no, he's putting his money where his mouth is on that one. So more than enough. $50 million is
$50 million. That is no
unbelievable
joke.
donation.
That's no joke. Respect to him.
Yeah, respect to him, man.
Mad respect.
Yeah, Jeffrey Lurie can't do no wrong right now. I mean, he does what he needs to do as a owner of a Super Bowl caliber team. He stays out of the media. He does all the right things, and he puts his money where it needs to be put at. So, shout out to Jeffrey Lurie.
You could make an argument that Lurie arguably is the best owner in the NFL.
He's up there. He's up there for sure.
I said arguably. Yeah. I'm not going to say for sure.
That's it for me.
All right, cool. Yeah, Dallas Cowboys, we started mini camp. Micah showed up. Diggs showed up. He's still under the injury protocol, so he's working, trying to get back. I was happy to see Micah there. Normally he kind of misses some time with the OTAs, but minicamp he's pretty much present. So I know a contract is in the works for him, and just patiently waiting. 877 technically hashtag 877 pay Micah now. And I think for that's going to open up a lot. I'm really excited to see what the team has in store. I got to give credit to Schottenheimer. I'm really on that verge of hashtag let Brian cook, where he's really trying to build something with this team. And a lot of people in the league are sleeping on this team, and that's okay. We're going to show what's going to happen. But also being able to work with some of the former football players, engaging with the players on the team, I thought that was really cool. Being able to see some heritage and culture with that stuff. I don't even like using the word culture because that just happens normally. But trying to build a bond with this unit to try to break out more from what technically McCarthy did. I think Schottenheimer really has his chance now to fully show what he can do. And with minicamp coming up, I'm going to be looking for certain people, seeing how they do and improve. But with that being said, there's not too much going on. Just minicamp that's rolling. I digress.
I heard that Micah got your head coach on a little meme or a little social media prank.
I don't know if it was like a prank, but it was just him wishing.
It's like
him
a social media
night.
thing. Have you guys heard about it? You call your best bro and wish him good night for no reason.
Hey, I mean, it was
funny.
Is.
It's funny because I've seen other. I think somebody. I think who was it? Mike Sanders still did it to Jaden Daniels. I think, or yeah.
Here's what it is. Yeah. I digress.
Yeah. All right. Well, very quickly, let's get to our
mailbag.
Actually, you know what? Let's save that for. Well, Let's save that for the very end. Let's save that for the
save
very
it now
end.
because we don't have any questions for the bell bag.
Oh, we don't? Okay, let's just do it now. Okay.
No.
Wait a second, I thought...
Unless y'all have a question.
No, hang on. I'm trying to remember. I thought somebody asked a question.
Not on Facebook or X.
How about that question from last week
TikTok
on what's my most excited and what the other one is my worst?
Oh, going in
position
so far in the off season? Yeah, all right. So
no, not well. It was the question that you had.
Yeah,
where they were talking
what's
about
one thing that made you happy so far this off season, and what was one thing that made you upset this off season?
Yeah, I'll take that question.
Go ahead, shoot.
All right. One thing that I was satisfied with is that they addressed the need, and that was the wide receiver 2. Now, I know CeeDee Lamb needed the help, and he got the help in Pickens, GP3 if you want to call them that. But I'm very excited. I can't wait to see these guys line up beside one another and just kind of execute what they're really good at. My least favorite, I need to see more in the DT room, especially for the one tech. I'm wondering if Mozzie's really going to pan out to be what they think he is, worthy of a first-round pick.
Make a break season for Mozzie.
Yep, absolutely. And it's really going to be a determination if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option, where they're already pumping up Jay Toya, who's a rookie. And I'm just like, they really don't get their man bodies till the 2nd and 3rd year, pretty much leading into the 3rd year. So they're really thin. So I think they're really going to take this into training camp, seeing what'll happen, and then they make a move. But I'd rather them get a vet one tech in there now, because I think that's really going to help the morale, especially in that room, because Mozzie pretty much seems like he's the lead guy, but I don't think he's going to be taking a full bunch of reps because he's going to be splitting them with other guys like Denzel Jackson and Justin Rogers. So that's my least favorite.
Fair enough. We can move on into that.
Yeah, real quick, what is the football movies Mount Rushmore?
Oh, I was going to do that after the Who's That Football Player?
Okay, I'm confused. Okay, that's fine. What's up?
Well,
next?
you want me to do it now? Okay, I'll do it now. No. It's quick. If you want
Fine. Let's just, yeah.
All right.
It's not on the agenda. That's why I'm so confused.
Well, don't be confused. All right. So I have 2 football movie Mount Rushmores. One is Any Given Sunday. Remember the Titans. I have Gridiron Gang. And the last one, I have The Waterboy. The second one, Friday Night Lights, Varsity Blues, Necessary Roughness, and what was the other one? Facing the Giants.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Which one?
Facing the Giants.
Oh.
It's a Christian football movie.
Oh,
okay. I haven't seen that. Okay.
It's the clip where the guy's just like doing the what is that called? Where they carry the other guy on their back and they crawl on all fours.
Yeah, he had a guy on his back, pretty much did like a bear crawl,
full length of the field.
Full length of the field.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway,
Dan, you had a Mount Rushmore, so you should guess.
Yeah, I got a Mount Rushmore football movies. No order. Remember the Titans. Waterboy. Any Given Sunday. And I grew up loving Notre Dame, so I'm gonna say Rudy.
Ooh, that's
good. Rudy. Respect.
But looking back at it, I will say like.
You know what?
I'll say Replacements as an honorable.
Replacements.
You know what? I will actually take the Waterboy off that one and plug that into the other one. I'm gonna put the Ernie Davis Story.
Okay, yeah.
And if you're an old head, you remember Brian's song.
Yeah, Brian's song. Yeah, that song makes everybody cry.
Yeah, that was
okay. So, speaking of one that makes you cry, I'm gonna go start off here with mine. No particular order. We Are Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah, good one.
Oh, We Are Marshall. That was
Remember the Titans.
Okay.
That's like the real number one.
Draft Day.
No, Draft Day was the worst movie ever.
Yo, you are a hater. You are a hater, Dan. Gosh,
that
such
movie,
a hater.
I want
like,
to
you're
break
a
my
hater,
TV.
man.
I want to throw
It's
my TV
unrealistic.
across the room.
That's what it is.
No,
Oh my
because he
gosh.
traded the pick and then he traded it back.
Yeah, that's unrealistic.
That-
it's
oh
not
my God.
logical in like
Yeah,
real
that
life
shit-
drafting.
Oh my gosh.
That movie was so bad. I hated
That's
that
your
movie.
Mount
Okay.
Rushmore, Lucas. Go
Why
ahead,
do I
finish it.
always get interrupted? Why am I the one always getting interrupted? Everybody hates Lucas.
Go ahead.
I'm
What was
gonna
the
post
last
that
one?
meme
What was the last
again.
What was the last
Okay. Anyway, last
Sorry,
one. Waterboy.
Okay.
one? Okay.
Okay.
You redeemed yourself.
Mm.
Good job.
Yeah.
And now, did you say yours already?
No, so no particular order. We Are Marshall. I love that movie. The Blind Side.
Oh,
Remember the Titans. And Little Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
those.
All right.
And the only difference I had was I had Remember the Titans. That's the universal, I think, #1 football movie.
Yeah.
I think Remember Titans is the
Yeah.
best football. Well, no, one person in our comments did not. By the way, I just want to say that reel with us talking about football movies last week. So on on TikTok, that got over 4,500 views.
Hey, shout out TikTok.
Wow.
Shout
Shout
out
out,
TikTok.
man.
And then on
Salute.
YouTube, it got over 2,500 views.
Yes.
Nice. The aggro.
That's
aggro
perfect.
worked
So
on
I had-
that one.
Perfect.
Nice.
I will say, and we got over close to 30, if not over 30 comments on TikTok as
All
well.
right. So hopefully this does
All right.
better.
Show you right.
So I had Remember the Titans. I had Longest Yard.
Yeah, longest yard.
Any Given Sunday. And a movie that I think is a football movie, Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Ooh,
Which,
do we
which
consider
longest
Radio a
yard?
football movie?
No.
It's football, right?
It's not the main story though.
It's like in
But
the
I mean, like,
middle.
If that's the case, then
It's
Forrest Gump
in
is
the
football.
middle. Boom, there
Okay,
you go.
no, but that's
Nice,
only
like
a
a
small
box of
portion of the
chocolate.
movie.
You
But
never
like
know what you're
Radio
gonna get.
has like the majority of the movie is around football.
Nah, I wouldn't. Nah.
Nah, yeah.
All right,
Outside looking
Well,
in.
all right. Anyway, Mal, poll question, right?
No, Earl has to do Who's That Football Player.
Oh, do we? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Earl.
Yeah, wait. Oh, hold on. Wait. What's that?
You know it cancels out any sound that you play, right? Oh gosh, what is that?
Wait for it.
Is that from Freddy? Is it Freddy?
That's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay. You want me to-
Earl, you're scaring me here.
All right, cool.
You listen to
Thank you.
dolls. He's going off the
All right.
rails.
Okay.
Between the
That's not his
conscience and
conscience. That's
getting
not his conscience.
concerned.
And if it is, I'm more concerned.
It's time for Who's That Football Player? Wait, you want me to do that?
What?
Okay. Yeah. No. All right.
I'm so confused.
This football player played with the Philadelphia Eagles. Back in the 1991 season, this player threw for 2,239 yards, had a 60.1 passing percentage with 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 22 carries for 55 yards and 1 touchdown.
Wait, how many yards? Threw for how many yards?
2,239 yards. He had 12
Okay.
touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 22 carries for 55 yards and 1 touchdown. The career
Okay.
awards is 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 1-time Pro Bowler, all rookie team, UPI NFL Rookie of the Year. This is PFWA Comeback Player of the Year. Dan, Mal,
I know.
myself.
Yeah.
Who's that football player?
Dan, who do you think it is?
2 Super Bowls.
I
91.
already know who it is. The year I was born.
1991. I'm gonna pass. I don't know.
I'm gonna take a shot at it and say that it's Jim McMahon.
Ooh,
Earl?
Oh, it's Jim McMahon.
That's
Maurice.
correct. It is Jim McMahon.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should make
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice,
good job.
nice try, Maurice. But hey, when you look at him, there's a player on the Giants that almost has the same type of hairstyle as Jim McMahon.
Oh,
Jackson Dart.
let's just hope he has a better career than
guy.
Jim McMahon.
I mean, he didn't have a terrible career.
One can hope. But you also got to look
One
that
can
he was
only hope.
carried by Walter Payton and then that Bears defense in 85.
85 Bears defense.
What
And
was
then-
his second? What was his second?
Yeah, he
Super
only had
Bowl?
one Super Bowl, right, Lucas?
No, it was 2.
Hang
Yeah, I
on.
don't remember him winning the Super Bowl 19.
He was definitely a bench
Yeah,
player,
he
but-
won 2.
Whoa.
Mhm.
He was the backup for Green Bay in '96.
Oh,
That one didn't count.
I
Yep.
forgot about that. Okay. Learned something new.
So yeah.
A ring's a ring.
Yep.
Hey man, he was part of that Bears shuffle that they had.
Super
Hey, it
Bowl
was cool.
shuffle.
So, yeah,
his
kudos
very
to him.
last season. Yep.
Oh man, guys, I forgot to mention my honorable mention for my Mount Rushmore for wide receivers. The
Go ahead.
Giants.
What you got?
It's Kadarius Toney.
Really? Your arch nemesis?
For those that don't know, Mal has been trolling him since before we even got on the pod.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he trolls right back. So, but
Yep.
I
To
mean-
this day.
what I mean is he even doing anything this year?
Is he-
Or is
No,
he
he's-
like?
he's
he's
gone.
a rapper
I was about to say that's
Like,
right.
he's
He's in
cooked.
jail.
He was on the Chiefs last
he
year.
got
All
in
right.
trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So Mal, poll question.
Okay, poll question, courtesy of the New York Giants. Where does the New York Giants running back room rank in the NFC East heading into the season? First, second, third, or fourth? A lot of people said second.
I agree.
Fair.
I think it is the second best.
Fair.
Wow, you think?
If I had to rank them right now, it's Eagles, Giants, Commanders, Cowboys.
Wow, really, Lucas? You think Scatterboo and Tracy is better than
Yeah,
Robinson
Yeah.
and Eckler?
Well,
I do.
But at Tracy's peak, we did lead the league in rushing at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tracy is a bona fide number one.
As long as he doesn't fumble the ball like he did too many times
Yeah.
last year,
Yeah. He had a fumble problem.
very frustrating. But yeah.
He was a rookie
I
also.
think I pissed off Earl again, guys.
Beep, boop, beep, beep, beep.
He's just keeping receipts.
I mean,
Keep him.
you're my boy, Blue. They should have went after Chubb, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
Man, who you telling?
Yeah, that's
But
right.
it-
Chubb
it-
did sign with the
You want the
Texas.
Texas, just not the right
Yeah,
team.
man.
Look, I
Thank you,
think the
guys.
running back room is in good hands, but I would have loved to
Yeah, I'm
have
sure
a veteran
it is.
presence. So
I'm
yeah,
sure
we'll see.
I mean, you got Miles Sanders. That's as veteran can
Oh, you
get.
got Miles Sanders. I missed that.
Look, man, I think it might be a breakout year for Deuce. So yeah,
Wow.
We
That'd be
will
something.
see. I mean, look, I think his ceiling is like Darren Sproles. I think that's Deuce's
Yeah.
ceiling.
That's not a
Have you
bad
Which is
sign.
seen
really good.
The,
No, it's not.
No.
boy, I can't wait
All
for this
right,
O
so-
line, bro.
Same
gonna be
prototype.
some
Pull
fun
up
this season.
The
Swear they got it twisted.
trivia question. Give me a second here. Okay, here we go. Who led the Washington Redskins in interceptions back in the 2010 season with 6?
I actually do know
Dan,
this.
who do you think it was?
I hated him. Dante Hall.
Dante Hall?
Not Dante. What's his first name?
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo Hall.
Yeah.
Mal?
Yeah, I'm gonna say D'Angelo Hall also.
Maurice?
D'Angelo Hall.
Let's see if it goes together. I hated
Earl?
that guy.
I
You
hate
already
that guy.
know. D'Angelo Hall.
Yeah, I made this too easy. I shouldn't have
Too
made
I
easy.
this.
remember
Virginia
that
Tech.
because the game he played against the Eagles, and they were talking about D'Angelo Hall got all these interceptions, and he was talking trash to Sean Jackson. In the very
And
first
got
play, he got
cooked.
toasted.
Cook.
Got cooked on Luca's birthday. It was magnificent.
I hated him so
I can't
much.
tell
He
you
thought
how
he was
much I laughed
so much better
during that,
than all he
man.
was.
Boy, I was laughing
Dan,
at that
you were-
TV, man.
You know, our defense had some really great players. We just couldn't.
Boy,
we didn't
Lucas
have a
would've
terrible
hated
head
me
coach
back
that year.
then.
Yeah, including Albert Hainsworth.
No, we're not counting him.
Goat.
Oh,
No,
Dan,
I'm
you
talking.
missed
I'm
it.
talking.
I had
Hang
a-
on.
I had a
I'm
biblical,
talking
like,
Adam Carricker. I'm talking about
story with that
London
one.
Fletcher. I'm talking about Rocky McIntosh. I'm talking about Brian Rackpo. I'm
Rackpo
talking
was
about
good.
Cedric Olsen. I'm talking about Lorenzo Alexander,
Oh, I remember him.
Carlos Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one. Oof.
Okay, so we had some good defensive. LaRon Landry was still on
Yeah,
the
he's good.
team.
He got trucked by Brandon Jacobs.
Okay, everybody got trucked by Brandon Jacobs. Don't make it sound like it was like just him. Okay,
Well, it was the only highlight I saw, bro.
I bet you did.
Well,
All
he,
right,
he
so-
was too busy taking.
Oh,
visits.
Dan. Albert Hainsworth was a Build-A-Bear with no conflict.
Oh my gosh.
He
There we
was a
go.
stiff.
All right. Are we ready to wrap things up here, guys?
Oh yeah, proceed.
Let's do it.
The floor is yours.
All right. Who's up this time? Mao, I think you're up this time.
I am? Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. All right, everybody. So Dan, thank you so much for coming on. As always, you guys will
Thank
be
you, sir.
seeing Dan quite often moving forward. So Dan, just remind us one more time where everyone can find your new podcast.
Sure, it's Bleeding Big Blue with DB on YouTube. That's all I got right now. I'm doing short videos when I get a chance. Thank you guys for letting me come on, man. Especially since I haven't done it in a couple months. So
anytime,
I appreciate
man.
it.
Anytime.
It's like riding a bike with you guys. So I always love coming on and talking shop with you guys. So I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
As always. So thanks.
No, thank you, honestly. And we want to thank everybody for listening to us. Make sure that you subscribe to Dan and you subscribe to us on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. And make sure you follow us on our socials, Facebook, X, or as we know it as Twitter, and Instagram at 14 Rings and NFC East Podcast. Bye, everybody. Enjoy.
Adios.
Blessings. Much love.